Johnny Vegas flaunts and taunts. Showmanship just as important in professional wrestling as skill. You gotta sell it. The hits, the leg drops, the ankle locks. Theatrics draw in the crowd. John Vitale from Salem, Johnny Vegas is his ring name, body slammed his way into the New England Wrestling Hall of Fame.
We want to make people enjoy this and see how much fun this can really be.
After 27 years on the independent wrestling circuit, Johnny Vegas now teaches the next generation at New Hampshire's only wrestling school. Up-and-comers learn the ropes at the Next Gen Pro Wrestling Center, which opened this fall in Manchester.
I opened this wrestling school for the young athletes who were like myself growing up. This is all I wanted, but there was nowhere to do it.
Owner Bud Browning, professional wrestler and award-winning author. By day, he writes fantasy. At night, he lives it.
It's amazing, the parallels. It's storytelling. Whether I'm writing a novel-length fiction, or wrestling at a live show, as a vampire, we're telling stories.
In the ring, Bud plays a gothic vampire. He's one half of the successful tag team Nightbreed, reigning Atlantic Pro Wrestling Tag Team champions. Long before taking on a character, you must learn the basics.
It's footwork, it's in-ring conditioning, it's sequence building, it's storytelling, it's promo development, it's character development.
Legendary trainer Mike Hollow has coached some of the WWE's biggest stars, including Tommaso Ciampa and current World Wrestling Entertainment champ Kofi Kingston. Mike's now developing students at the Next Gen Pro Wrestling Center. During Mike's 20 years as a pro wrestler, he was cast as both a heel, the wrestling term for villain, and a babyface, a good guy, performing in arenas packed with 20,000 passionate fans.
I'm standing in the center of the ring underneath the Jumbotron, and I'm saying to myself, geez, from 5 years old to with where I'm at now, who would have envisioned that I would have ended up here?
His role in matches referred to as enhancement talent.
My job that particular evening is to make that WWE superstar be just that, a superstar. Make him look as good as possible. It's not about me, it's about him, making him the star that he is. That was my job.
Pro wrestling has been described as combat theater, not to be confused with the contact sport of amateur wrestling. The pros are performing, entertaining, most of the action scripted.
There are times where I say, hey, here comes the body slam, move on the elbow, feet for an arm drag.
Outcomes are predetermined. Opponents use a light touch.
It's never that. It's this. It's very gentle.
The drama comes from choreography. A basic move, the collar and elbow tie-up.
Boom. So again, it's footwork, right? It's positioning, it's elbows, it's arms, it's heads. It's right here, collar and elbow here, right? Walk through, very simple. Now it's a matter of we're going to turn up the heat. Go!
The show may be staged, but lumps and bumps are real.
I've been hit, I've been stomped on, I've been hurt. It's physical.
There are some things you just can't fake, like the pain from chairs and tables.
People would always ask me about, how do you teach hitting with a chair? And I go, you don't teach it, you just take it. And there's nothing magical about these chairs. They're regular, ordinary steel folding chairs that you see everywhere.
And this has me questioning my decision to jump into the ring.
Yeah, so it's like a big trampoline. There's padding underneath and there's planks.
All right, good to know as Mike teaches me that referee's position or collar and elbow tie-up.
Yeah, there you go. And she's got it right because her elbows are, usually most students are down like this, but she's very good. Now I've got her, yeah.
You gotta be cat-like on your feet, making it easy to push your opponent around, almost like dancing. But what I really want to do is the final countdown.
1,
1, 2, 3. The winner!
hey!
Mike and Johnny Vegas and Bud hope to make winners of all their students, whether they sign with WWE or Rumble for fun.
This place is about having fun, learning professional wrestling, having that become a part of your life in a way that will enrich your life, like it's done for me. I was never anyone famous, but all of the success that I've had in my life with my family and my day job and with writing, all of those successes that I've had along the way are linked to my experiences in professional wrestling.